Shailja Babu, Neena ma'am, and all my colleagues. It gives me immense pleasure and privilege to welcome you to Dubai and on the maiden launch of our new brand Moda Biella. On behalf of entire group, we express our gratitude to you all for being with us to witness this historic movement. We are truly honored. In our program tomorrow, we'll be presenting our winter 2019 collection and explaining about the business policies. And on subsequent days, we have organized short sightseeing programs and desert safari, assuring you a mutual beneficial business by providing superlative products and services with affordable luxury. Now I call upon Mr. Vikram Maldar, MD of OCM, who will be taking you through the presentation on brand and the idea behind its inception. May I call upon Mr. Vikram Maldar.
Honorable Ajay Babu, Neena ma'am, my colleagues and dear friends, our esteemed customers. Good evening and a warm welcome to each one of you. I thank you for taking time from your busy schedules to come and attend this new brand launch in Dubai. We are honored with your presence and look forward to active engagement with each one of you in next couple of days to guide us on strategy and products way forward. I know there will be a few questions in your mind as to why a company which already has a portfolio of brands decided to come up with a new brand. What exactly are we trying to do and how do we plan to accomplish that? We will talk more about it over the next 2 days, but I will try in the next 5 to 7 minutes express my ideas on why this idea was conceived and what exactly are we trying to plan and achieve. So I'm trying to answer 3 questions in your mind. Why, what, and how. See, the disposable income of the Indian middle class is on the rise. There might be a temporary economic sentiment from last couple of quarters, but the long run, the economy is intact and the disposable income of the Indian middle class is going to increase. And so will be their aspiration for luxury brands. You can see it already, whether it's cars, whether it's watches, whether it's shoes, apparels, accessories. Everywhere, the middle class consumer is aspiring for luxury brands. And as a result, this space is growing. In the textile space though, on the contrary, the opposite has happened. The luxury space, which was dominated by wool and wool blended brands and manufacturers, have either shut shops or are in the process of liquidation. But trade wants the opposite, because the essence of a multi-brand outlet is to sell multiple products, multiple choices. They want different brand stories for their consumers. I talked to Nakulji of Freedom and Sons, and he has been always telling me that we will be only strong, a multi-brand outlet will be only strong if there are strong brands in the country, strong textile brands in the country. So given this sentiment that there is a need and yet the existing players have actually shut or shrunk, so there's an awakening in the company that there is this white space of luxury products which is growing and which is going to grow further. As a result, you must have seen a couple of new entrants who just entered the market in last 2 or 3 years have actually done well and occupied a reasonable share of that fine suiting space. We believe that an organized company like OCM can leverage their relationship with each one of you, knowledge of market, manufacturing capabilities, our supply chain efficiencies in a much better way. And we believe that in this wide space, we can take a lion's share. That is why we came up with an exclusive brand. The existing brands, all existing brands, the historical brands, they have their own compulsions. We have to cater to the wide variety of customers. So we have to give the entire product basket, right from entry products to the luxury most. The MRPs are also, there's a limitation on the margins that we can give to the trade. And hence, you need a different positioning for this luxury brand so that the retailers can get more margin and the consumer can feel exclusiveness. So that's the reason why we came up with this brand. So what exactly did we want to do? So we thought, okay, if this is the need, let us bring in a European heritage brand into India because that is considered premium. And yet it should be rooted in affordable luxury. All segments I talked about, whether it's the apparels, the shoes, the cars, you will see majority volume is coming from the luxury, affordable luxury segment. That's the segment where volumes are growing. And therefore we decided that we will enter that segment with an objective to take a lion's share of this newly created space in the market. And then how to do it? So firstly we thought, okay, Italian brands are considered premium. So we hired a consulting company there who helped us. They gave us a lot of brands who were available on sale, and we finally chose the name Moda Biella, which we thought was easy to pronounce, easy to relate to, both for trade and the end customer. It has a rich heritage behind it, so we decided to take this brand up. And then the most important thing is you need a strong team, because if you want to create a separate position for this brand, because this will be largely retail centric. So besides our existing premium retailers, we want to touch base with boutique retailers, and therefore our existing structure will not be able to manage it. So it was important to have a different team in place. So I was in touch with Mr. Malcolm Campbell, who has been a director on a couple of luxury retail brands of Europe. I was in touch with him from last couple of years, and we were exchanging ideas on how we can develop a premium brand in India. And last year I said that, Malcolm, now it's time that we join hands and you help us, you guide us, because we still run a premium brand, but it has a different appeal. And in the luxury segment, we will need your ideas, and we want you to run this brand for us. So I'm glad that Malcolm joined, and he's really helped us. So thank you, Malcolm, for that. Then we also needed an exclusive sales team, because we wanted we wanted a different agency structure. We wanted to touch different retail points besides our existing traditional retail that we boast of. We also wanted some boutique retailers to join hands with us. So we are looking at a very aggressive sales team. Again, I was touched with a few players, but then we approached Sanjay, and I'm glad that his team, Anil and everyone else, Hirani ji, they joined us, and we are glad that they are with us. And it's because of their help, the design team and the marketing team, that in such a short span of 3-4 months, we have been able to create excitement in the trade and come up with this collection which is in front of you. So thank you very much, Sanjay. So this team was formed, and with a clear idea on product and advertising, which I will talk in the next couple of slides. But the main aim is to launch this brand in India this year, which we are doing, establish it, and then take it to the tailors of Far East, Middle East, and made-to-measure business of Europe also. So we want to make it a global brand, not just an Indian brand. In terms of product, Amar and his team has done a fabulous job. They were guided by our design studio in Italy, and obviously their own hard work. They went across the country, they collected feedback along with Mr. Malcolm. They went to all the major cities. We saw all the leading luxury brands in the country, and how we can come up with a product which is different, yet which is rooted in taste with the Indian market, and yet it is different and it is premium. So they have meticulously chosen the designs, they have meticulously chosen the colors, and it's up on display for each one of you to see and give us your feedback. We are always willing to improve, willing to learn. We think we have come up with a great range, but if there are any shortcomings, please come forward, tell us what those shortcomings are. We are open to criticism and we want to be a learning organization. So we need your support and help in that. And then, but yes, one thing I'll tell you that in every product we have used the best in class micron, the best in class yarn count, the best in class finishing chemicals, so that you will see that exclusive feel and touch in each product around you if you compare it with the competition. We've also come up with some performance finishes, and you can see them when you look at the products. So in terms of the brand Moda Biella, this is the logo. It's Moda Biella. The unit is Moda Biella Italy, the heritage of luxury, with our logo, which can be seen as an insignia of a WAP and a WEF, or an M and a B, whichever way you look at it, and with our tagline, the heritage of luxury, which reinforces the legacy of the brand and the specific product segment that we are targeting. Our marketing team, which has done a fabulous job in last couple of years, has continued to strengthen this brand again. So to start with, we revamped the website, which is modabiella.it. We have established our presence in the social media, Facebook pages. We will be continuing with our communication on products and catalogs via WhatsApp. Some WhatsApp videos you have already seen. And you will see the best in class packaging, tags, seals, everything will be in line with that luxury imagery. The in-shop branding we will definitely do in whoever retailers join us, we will do premium in-store branding in each store. Then I'll tell you, so in terms of the ATL advertising, our company is very aggressive, and Shri Ajay Babu and Raju Babu, they are very aggressive in this, and in fact it's also because of their motivation. They have always inspired us to do different things, and they are willing to support us in all the initiatives. So just a couple of days back, Raju Babu called me and said, "Here Vikram, ye hum Moda Biella, because we are sponsoring KBC." So he was telling that maybe in every alternate day we could run a Moda Biella ad there. So that's the kind of aggression, that's the kind of plans. But I said let's wait, because it's a luxury product. Let's ask people, because we are meeting them in 2 days in Dubai. Let's take their feedback on how they want to place this product, how exclusively they want it to be promoted, and then we can take that decision. But yes, there are ATL plans also. Whether that we should do this season or in the next season is subject to discussion and feedback from each one of you over the next couple of days. But yes, we have made a catalog which will be unveiled very shortly, and these catalogs will come to you every season. So this idea of product, of design, we have tried to encapsulate this in a representative video, which we will show you right now, just to give you an idea of the kind of imagery that we want to build. So please take a look at the video. What our vision is to disrupt this newly emerged space with our presence and take the lion's share in this particular category. And for that, we definitely need support of each one of you. We will try our best. Our idea is to do 100% things right. Majority of the players right now are doing majority of things right. They are doing 80% things right, 90% things right. We want to do 100% things right. This is our first attempt. So feedback of each one of you, realistic feedback to try and to help us so that we come up with that 100% correct range in front of each one of you. So that support is what we are seeking. And besides that, you are our last mile contact. So once you are convinced, we want you to convince your salesman and the end customer same way, so that this brand is established and becomes a strong force to reckon with in the next couple of years. Thank you very much.
Thanks Vikramji for sharing his thoughts and vision to take this brand move forward, brand Moda Biella. Now I may call upon Malcolm Campbell to come to the dais and talk in detail about the heritage of this brand. May I call upon Mr. Malcolm, please?
Good afternoon, everyone. I don't need to lift this any higher. I thought I might have to lift it a little bit. Moda Biella, the luxury, the heritage of a brand is brand new, it's just been created. I believe that this is going to be one of the proudest days of my career. This year has been a very important year for me. This is my golden anniversary in textiles. 50 years ago, last month, I left school and became a weaver, a textile designer. And I've had 50 years of fantastic career working and selling cloth around the world. I've worked with natural fibres, it's been my forte, merino sheep. I've worked in an industry that's had 180 million sheep in Australia, creating first-class quality wool, which is now down to 36 million sheep in Australia, producing the wool that we're all wearing today. Because not a lot of our consumers know that the Australian, the New Zealand, and sometimes the South African sheep are the only animals that can give us the wool, the quality that you see around the room this afternoon. What I wanted to do was to talk about Moda Biella and the history of Biella. As you can tell from my accent, or some of you may not be able to tell, I am Scottish, and I'm very, very proud to be Scottish. The one thing that Scotland are not very good at is cricket, so I don't think we'll ever appear in the Cricket World Cup. However, what I've brought to show you are a few little things. Harris Tweed was established in Scotland in 1845. The first merino sheep went to Australia in 1792. A Scottish girl called Lorna MacLeod took Saxon sheep with Liza Furlong to Australia in 1822. And the reason I'm mentioning these dates is because these products have been around for many, many years. Moda Biella has been around since the early 1900s. The range itself, you can see the team have put the names, the story of the brand on the walls. Frida Kodo was a textile designer who worked in Biella. You can see the streets of Biella. Biella, how it became wool capital of the world. Scotland was very famous for its Harris Tweed and its textiles. And a lot of the cloth is about the sheep and about the water to give the soft finish to the cloth. Yorkshire was very famous for its textiles, and again it was the water from the Pennine Hills in Yorkshire that made the Yorkshire textiles so popular. Biella had exactly the same. It had soft water, it had the rivers running through it, but it had the pastures with the sheep. And if Aisha can now move on to the next slide. You can see the pastures. This is Biella, this is where the product started. And the reason I brought Harris Tweed was to show you that this is how the product started back in the mid-20th century. The fabrics that we have today, it wasn't as fine as that. The sheep were not as, the micron wasn't as fine. You couldn't get the quality that you can get today. On your left-hand side of the picture is a typical Biellanese sheep. You can see the flocks and the pastures of Biella. And on the right is a magnificent merino sheep from Australia. Now, when the sheep first went to Australia, there was only 10 sheep arrived with Captain John McCarthy in Australia. The weight of fleece from a sheep in those days was 1.5 kilos. Today, the sheep produce 4.5 kilos of wool. They're magnificent animals, and the fleeces have got finer and finer. The finest micron wool I've ever seen is 9.5. It's so fine that there's so little of it that you can't get a bale, so they can't sell it. But what's been happening in the industry is that microns have been going coarser and coarser, and qualities are becoming poorer and poorer as price deflation has driven the market down. And this is exactly what Moda Biella want to do. You look around the room at all the different qualities, from the cashmere and the Emperor's Jewel, from the President's Selection, qualities with linen, qualities with silk. They are some of the top fabrics. I spent this morning going round and touching every cloth to feel the beauty of the cloth. You can feel the quality that the designers have introduced to the design, to the set, to the finish. And that's one of the key things. One of the things I believe is that the customer has to hear about these things. One of the plans that I'm talking to Mr. Vikram and the team about is a Master Craftsman learning program, not only for your staff, because the point that Mr. Vikram made is very, very important. Each one of you, as we develop this, there's no one person can put this range together and make it successful. But 150 of us can make it very, very successful in India by teaching the Indian consumer about the raw material, about natural fibres. One of the things within the training program that we will do is teaching people why fabrics were very, very heavy in the 18th century. They became lighter in the 19th century, and they became even lighter in the 20th century. Till now, I believe that some fabrics are becoming too light. You're getting fabrics in super 200s, you're getting fabrics in twofold 120s that the tailors are finding difficult to make. And one of the things that I would like is the feedback from each of you as to what would the ideal, what would the perfect cloths be. You can see the collection that the team have put together, and we've spoken a lot about it, and we believe that we'll have some excellent products. That on day one, as the product launches today in Dubai, the scope to develop and to improve is fantastic. Earlier on, I spoke to